And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. We've got baseball on the show. It's the Los Angeles Angels taking on the Baltimore Orioles. First pitch coming your way next. About to get started here. And on the hill today, Zach Eflin. What do you got on him, Chris?
Well, he comes at hitters with a 5-pitch mix, so for him, it's always interesting to see how he utilizes those weapons. He may lean on 1 or 2 pitches depending on how things are going and how things are working, but if he can control 4 or even 5 of those offerings, look out, hitters. It's going to be a tough day. He's really going to be able to keep those guys off balance.
To third, and it goes just foul. There's a swing and a drive. And that should be extra bases.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
And now batting, Mike Trout. And that one fouled off. Well struck, deep right field, way back and out of here. He'll circle the bases and they add a pair. It's 2-0.
Who doesn't love watching Mike Trout smash home runs? His swing just sounds different. At this level, you got to be good. Sometimes you got to be a little lucky. That was a pretty nasty pitch. Sinker on the outside corner, but he did a great job of covering it, and he hit the ball out of the park.
Fought off foul. This one smoked on its way out of here. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. And they add to the lead. It's 3-0.
No pressure on the next guy, but that's back-to-back home runs. How many are they going to hit? Back-to-back jacks, and this club is fired up right now, Boog. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you really start to notice hitters in a lineup feeding off each other, and the collective confidence just continues to grow.
Ripped to short, snagged on a bounce. Over to first, and very nicely done for the out. All right, let's take a look at the lineup. They're dealing with a sinker specialist on the mound, which can be a big-time challenge when he's right and working mostly from the knees down.
Well, I think the approach you take is really try to lay off of those pitches down in the zone until he gets some called strikes and then forces you to go after that pitch. Until then, make him elevated, because guys that throw those sinkers, those two-seamers, really hard for them to be effective up in the zone. Those are pitches you can hammer, and when you get a cookie, you don't want to miss it.
Popped up. Holiday hauls it in for the out. 2 down, bases empty. Here's the Angels catcher, Logan O'Hoppe. Line drive. Nabs it, and that is that. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now 3-0. Back now at Oriole Park. And today's starter, Yusei Kikuchi. How about a report on him, Chris?
To stay back for that power changeup. Speed differential between the fastball and the changeup is huge. Hitters, they have a hard time staying back.
The pitch timer expired before he started his windup, so that's a ball.
That must be incredibly frustrating for the pitcher, but this is all about creating more action and speeding up the game, and it's working.
Yeah, that drops in for a strike.
They're off to a great start, 3-run lead after their first inning, but so important to be airtight defensively. Don't give away extra outs and allow that other club to get back in this ball game.
This one in the air. Neto makes the grab, one down. Time now to take a look at the Orioles lineup put together by manager Brandon Hyde. Already they find themselves down 3 runs in this game, so there's work to be done.
Yeah, you want to see them come out with a little urgency here. You don't have to score all 3 runs, but put something up on the board. And that'll make you feel a little bit better about your opportunities. But if you're looking at that 3-run lead and saying we've got to get it right now, you can put yourself up against a wall and not have really good at bats. So just trust the process. Trust that your pitcher can hold them right there. These players can find themselves back in this ball game.
1 out, base is empty. And that one is lifted in the air. Trout is there. Brings it in. 2 up, 2 down.
Batting third, first baseman.
2 outs, base is empty. Ryan O'Hearn comes up to hit. And a big swing and a miss.
No balls, 1 strike.
And a foul ball.
This guy at the dish excels in 2-strike counts. Got to be careful with him out there on the mound.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. On the ground, Rengifo, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles. They trail it here 3-0. Back here in Baltimore, top of the second. So in now for the Angels. Yoan Moncada. Now he steps out as time is granted. Eflin, the tall righty, 220 pounds, a former first-round pick back in 2012. Hit in the air, center field. Hauls it in, and there's one away. Now it's the second baseman, Luis Rengifo. In the air, center field. Mullins settles underneath it. Puts it away for the out.
Center fielder Joe Adell.
2 down, base is empty. Here's Joe Adell. Hit on the ground to short. Fires over to first. They don't come any quicker. 3 pitches. And we're back. Bottom half of inning number 2. And into the box for Baltimore, Ryan Mountcastle.
You know, it didn't take Mountcastle long to make a splash at the major league level. In 2021, he became the first rookie to lead the Orioles in home runs since Kurt Blefary in 1965.
No, inside.
Woody Keller making the calls behind home for us today.
And Boog, something to keep an eye on is how pitchers utilize the top part of the strike zone. We see a lot more of that in today's game with pitchers going up there with hard stuff. Keller, definitely an umpire that isn't afraid to call strikes up in that part of the strike zone.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Well, that's always the key to effective pitching, is getting ahead in the count. And as a pitcher, it really allows you to start expanding the zone. Hitters become defensive, and all of a sudden that plate starts to get really wide. And what happens is, because of the pressure, you end up committing to a pitch as a batter before you recognize what it is, and that's what leads to the strikeout.
And there's a foul ball. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
I think he might have gotten away with one right there. That was a very hittable pitch right over the heart of the plate, and I know that batter is kicking himself right now. Would like to get that pitch again. Just pulled the string on it, and the deception gets him the K.
And now Colton Cowser.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
This lineup's going to have to find a way to make him work a little harder out there on the mound. I mean, he is just mowing them down. He's settling in. You got to make him uncomfortable. Maybe step out of the box, call timeout, do whatever it takes.
2 outs, base is empty. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. And that one missing low. Battling here as he fouls it away. And that just misses. Swing and a miss. And he strikes out the side here in the second. 3 up, 3 down for the Orioles. They trail in this one 3-0. And welcome back to the ballpark. New inning getting started. Here's the left fielder, Taylor Ward. Eflin back to work. Center field. Mullins settles under it. Makes the grab, 1 away. Chris, you played here in 2002. What are the memories that stand out as to being a member of the Baltimore Orioles?
For me, it was just pulling into the parking lot and having those that were there with an encouraging smile or a pat on the back, regardless of how things were going. It made it a lot easier to come to the ballpark, whether you were doing well or you were struggling. And then the way that they treated your family. I mean, this is a great place to play, and I'd say it's got to be one of the top places in all of baseball.
Runner on at first with 1 gone. And now the DH, Jorge Soler. Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. Another homer. His second home run of the game, and they tack on to their lead. It's 5-zip. He only needed 1 swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. Well, he went up there 0-0 looking to do damage. I think he had his sights set on that pitch. He went and got it and circled the bases.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Zach Eflin is done, and the home run really bit him today as he exits on the hook for the loss. New arm coming on after the break. So a new arm out of the bullpen for the Orioles, Colin Selby.
He's got a wicked breaking ball in his arsenal, and it's definitely one of his go-to pitches when he needs an out.
Swing and a high fly ball to left. And there are 2 down. And you had a cameo in the movie Moneyball as an Orioles player in a highlight clip. 2 outs, base is empty. And next for LA, Zach Neto. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. It falls in, and that's a base hit. And that keeps the inning going.
Now batting.
Logan O'Hoppe digs in now. 0 for 1 so far. And first offering is fouled off. Lifted to left center, way back there, and that is gone. A two-run shot. It's their second home run of the inning. It's 7-0. That's their fourth home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. That's exactly the pitch he was looking for. Crushes it and hits it out of the ballpark.
So 2 away with nobody on. Now the third baseman, Yoan Moncada. Line drive, and this might be trouble.
Now batting, second baseman.
2 outs, runner at first. Luis Rengifo, the next to hit for the Angels. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Swing and a ground ball. They get the force, and they're happy to just get off the field after that frame. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now 7-0. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back now at Oriole Park. Here's the center fielder, Cedric Mullins.
Clearly down in this ball game, and you can't look at the deficit and try to get it all back in one swing. It's got to come one at bat at a time, and even shrink it down smaller, pitch to pitch. Make that guy on the mound work to get you out.
0-1. Tap softly third base side, a swinging bunt, and he barehands it. Not in time. An infield knock to start the inning.
It was a healthy cut, but the same can't be said for the contact. He got just enough of the ball to put it in play, and that's all he needed. Tough play for the defense on what was kind of a swinging bunt.
And that is out of play. Oh, and they're going to tag the pitcher with a pitch clock violation. That's an automatic ball.
The pitcher must begin his motion before the pitch timer runs out. We're looking for a little more urgency out there.
Right through there for a strike.
Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger, and perhaps the best pitch he'll see in this at bat to hit.
And they'll do it again.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Here's a 1-2. And down on strikes he goes. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today.
Oh, man, just locked him up with that slider, even though it caught a lot of the zone. And
there goes the runner. Pitch in for a strike. And that's a stolen base, not even close.
You don't usually see teams try to claw back into games by being aggressive on the base pass like this, but it's still early in this one. This kind of tells me they're going to try to tackle this one 1 run at a time instead of waiting back for a big 3-run homer.
Swings and misses, struck him out.
Just overmatched on that fastball right there, and it wasn't like he was set up for it by something off speed earlier in the at-bat. Just came right after him with 3 straight, and he had no answer for it.
Here's the shortstop at the plate, Gunnar Henderson. Now a check on him at second, back safely. Going 1.
Good pitch right there. Anytime you can get one by a bat of this caliber, especially with runners on, it's got to give you some confidence out there on the mound that you can win this battle.
Next offering is foul back. Mullins at second with 2 down. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. And the Orioles leave 1. They continue to trail 7-0. Back here in Baltimore, and now the center fielder, Joe Adell. Now a screamer into the outfield. And that's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning. Back to the top of the lineup. And next for the Angels, Taylor Ward. And the first pitch is drilled in the air out to center. Puts it away for the out.
Now batting, right fielder, Mike.
So a man aboard. Here's Trout. He's already homered here in this one. And foul ball. Man at first, one away. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. That's back. And it flies to the deepest part of the park. No doubt about this one. Home run. He circles the bases. He's done it again. His second homer of the game. And they add on. It's 9-0. That's their 5th homer of the game.
Man, they're all getting into the action. It's starting to feel like a home run derby up here. Boog, I wasn't sure he hit that one as hard as he needed to get it out of here, but it had just enough behind it.
They hand the ball over to a new arm, Yennier Cano. He's into the game with the bases empty. Jorge Soler up at the plate. Hard hit left side. Slinging it to first in time. Nolan Shanuel will hit next. 0 for 2 in this one. Swing, and that's ripped towards right center. Drops in for a hit. Couldn't run it down.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. That's a good sound coming off the bat, man. And as he connected out front and ripped it into the outfield, that's one of those swings where you just...
Runner takes off. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. Out at second. That ends the inning. Mike Trout doing Mike Trout things. It's now 9-0. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. And we're back. John Sciambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the 4th, Adley Rutschman. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
This is one of those times when you want to be aggressive. Go ahead and pitch to contact. Let the defense work behind you. You've got a nice, comfortable lead. Don't try to be too fine. Well, every pitcher wants a run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs.
And here's the first baseman, Ryan O'Hearn. This one in the air, right field. Trout pulls it down, and there's 2 gone. Here's Ryan Mountcastle. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. There's a strike.
Boog, over 80% of his first pitches are strikes. You're doing that, you could have a really good day out there on the mound.
Gets the call, and it's 0-2.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, hit a broken bat.
And he's got it in right field for the 3rd out, so that'll do it. So they go quietly there. On to the top of the 5th we go. It's the Angels 9 and the Orioles back here in a blowout, which gives us a chance to talk about just about anything.
Bro, don't get me fired.
Singy, did anybody ever give you the silent treatment?
I don't remember that they did. I think they were pretty cool with me in terms of
Jumps, but it's off his glove. Throw back in, holds him at first, so just a single. Here's the Angels catcher, Logan O'Hoppe. He's already homered in this game. Headed down the line. Cowser on the move. Great catch, foul ground up against the wall.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Makes the catch. 2 down.
That was a good hard fastball with some nice ride up in the zone right there. Hitter looked like he was on it, but I think that velocity at the end just beat him. Instead of a line drive or something hit deep, it's a pop-up and an easy out for the defense.
On the ground to first. It's in and out of his glove. But they get the out at first, and that'll do it for the inning. Angels strand one, but they're still in command. 9-0. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now the left fielder, Tyler O'Neill.
Ball.
You know, these Orioles just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2.
And on the mound, you know, confidence has to be pretty high with all of the swings and misses. He's had them eaten out of the palm of his hand pretty much all game.
Lifted in the air, right field. And that one hops the wall. Throws to second. And that's a leadoff double.
I really like the approach to that swing. That was a good changeup on the corner, but he recognized it early, did get jumpy, and just smacked it to the opposite field.
Cowser in the box now. No balls and a strike. O'Neill at second with nobody out. Up the middle, Neto. Safe at first as they can't make the play. Cedric Mullins, the next to hit. There's a swing and a miss.
Sometimes being lucky is a swing and miss. If he makes contact with that pitch, probably hits into a double play.
Runners on the corners, no outs. Fights it off, he'll see another. Got him looking. That's his 8th strikeout of the game.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
On the ground to second, might be 2. That's it out. Jackson Holliday, the next to hit for the Orioles. He struck out swinging in his first at bat. Swing and a ball drilled center field. Adele sizing this one up, and that's the 3rd out. Run on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's the center fielder, Joe Adele. Cano back to work. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Still manages a throw and save. Couldn't recover from the misplay. Here's the left fielder, Taylor Ward. 1 for 3. He swings and fouls one off. Cano, a former All-Star. He features a sinker, a changeup, a slider, and he works in a 4-seamer. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Long run, nice grab. 1 away.
Every day during batting practice, these outfielders get about 10 minutes of balls in the gaps. They practice this, and when the game comes, they make the play perfectly.
Here's Mike Trout, and the way he's going in this one, we've been waiting for his spot to come around again.
All right, listen, everyone, stop what you're doing right now. This guy's got 2 home runs already. Now he's going for number 3.
Ground ball left side. Here's Holiday for one. Double play. And that'll do it for the inning. Well, we go bottom six. And the batter will be the shortstop, Gunnar Henderson. And first offering is fouled off.
When a guy's throwing a lot of first pitch strikes as a hitter, you got to be ready to hit. Now, that's not going to help you get deep into his pitch count and into the bullpen, but you got to take what he's offering that day.
Ground ball right side. It squirts through. Man aboard on the leadoff single. Here's Adley Rutschman. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
Well, the leadoff man gets on. You want to minimize the threat by playing sound defense. Hopefully the pitcher can get a ball on the ground and they can roll him up for two.
Henderson gets his lead at first with nobody out. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out. And the batter now, Ryan O'Hearn. There's a strike.
0-1.
That's off the inside corner. And that's ball one.
One strike.
There's a strike. Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Well, that curveball had some pretty good break to it. As you can see, the hitter just locked up a little bit. Thought it was a great pitch to hit, but sometimes you're looking for something else and you can't pull the trigger.
Mountcastle at the plate for the third time as he comes up empty there.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Here's Tyler O'Neill, 1 for 2. Swings through that one for strike one.
0-1.
On the ground to the left, and that's just foul. Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. And that's a strikeout looking. And the Orioles down to their final out.
Now at 10 Ks with still a few innings left, so expect him to add on to that total. And, you know, pitchers are looking to have a strikeout per inning. I mean, that's excellent work. The way it looks now, I mean, he's going to have a better rate than that in this one. So really good stuff working on the mound in this one.
That one's upstairs, ball one. 2 on, 2 outs. That's outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
And a swing and a miss there.
2-2.
This could end it. Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and that is the ball game.
Offensive explosion today for these players. They gave up a few runs, but they had more than enough firepower to turn this one into a blowout.
This one ends the final 9-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon.